Welcome back, welcome back. We are talking golf during this program. We've got a lot of golf tournaments coming up. And with us in the studio now, we have Jesse Carroccio from KCMH Radio, Christian radio station here in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and in Harrison.
And in Harrison.
And West Plains.
And in West Plains. And in Marshall.
And in Marshall. You have got it covered. You got your footprint just all over the place.
Yeah, well, with all these hills and mountains, you know, an FM radio signal just doesn't quite get into the valleys. And so,
you don't have a little signal bender to bend it over those mountains.
Let me know when they come up with one of those, because that would be really nice.
Yeah, well, that's the power of local FM radio. You just have to put up a lot of towers, and you got to broadcast, fill in the holes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So we're really blessed to be able to serve this community and the surrounding communities. And you know, we've been on the air for 28 years.
I was going to ask how many years exactly.
28 years. 1988.
When you were the year you were born, you started in the business.
Not exactly.
Not exactly. Not exactly.
No, but I grew up listening to this station, and it always been a blessing to me.
Yeah.
And I never dreamed that I'd be able to actually participate and be a part of KCMH Radio. And really, you know, it was God that brought me into it, because I didn't plan on it.
Yeah.
But I've been there 4 years now almost.
Good.
And so really exciting. Got to see the Harrison translator come online.
Yeah.
And that was...
And all the trials and tribulations that entailed.
Whew. Yeah. Yeah. We had trials up in West Plains too.
Yeah.
We had a bullet hole go through the coax and mess up our signal up there.
How did that happen? I mean, I probably wasn't. Was it a freak thing?
Well, someone saw this bright light up on the tower and thought they'd shoot at it.
Oh, is that right?
And that bullet dropped down just below the light and right through our coax.
It missed the light.
Don't do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
When you shoot a bullet in the air, you never know where it's going to.
You never know where it's going to go. That could
So is the
really
light
hurt
still
someone.
on?
Say that again.
Is the light still on?
Is the light is still on?
That's a is that a requirement by the FCC?
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that has
absolutely.
to be there. The federal
Absolutely.
government will protect that light bulb. Well, we're talking about Christian radio, and you've got 4 different radio
That's
stations.
right, 4 signals.
And there's expense involved. So
A
you
lot of
have to, and
expense.
it's not a commercial radio station.
No, we're listener supported. You know, year by year, we have to trust the Lord to provide for the needs of the radio station. And then right now, what we're running into is that our software and our hardware, the computers and the software that actually run the station, are going to lose support at the end of 2017 for the computers and at the end of 2020 for the software. Partially because Windows 7 isn't going to be supported anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, our
So you have to update your operating system. Plus, you have to update the software.
So the computers are just aged, and they have to be replaced. And these are giant workstation computers. They're not your normal desktop.
So it's something that just has to be. It's a maintenance thing you have to do.
Well, here's how I look at it. The thing is that sure, we could keep going and just trust the Lord for the computers to work without support. However, how crucial is it that this station is still here 20 years from now for the next generation?
Yeah.
Because if we don't keep the station upgraded and running smoothly and ensure that technically we can actually operate for another 20 years, then the next generation may not have KCMH Christian Radio, may not have Christian radio in this area. Yeah. And so, you know, we see it as crucial, as critical. You know, we've got to make sure that we're taking care of the station, that we're making sure that we are, you know, keeping the software up to date. We're not trying to get the top of the line. We're just trying to make sure that it's valid and it's supported so that it can be taken care of. Okay. And we want to do it well. You know, we have a good software. And the software that we have, though, it will only run on a Windows 7 machine, and Windows 7 is going to lose support in 2020, estimated.
Yeah.
And
so you got to make plans.
So we've got to change it. And if we're going to change our computers now, it's less expensive to go ahead and change the software now too, and not do a fundraiser now and then again in another 3 years. And so, so we're excited, but we wanted to do it differently. That we have the faithful supporters of KCMH, and we're so thankful for them. And we don't want to ask them and only them to say, hey, you guys have been so faithful, now we need you to fork out another, we actually need $50,000 to do everything we need to do, upgrading the computers, buying new software, installing the software, and upgrading some of our transmitters, the translators in those transmitters in the translators. So it's really important that we do it now. And so, but we wanted to reach out. We said, you know what? We need to be more involved in the community. We need more people. We want more people to know about KCMH and to get involved. And so we want to get out in the community. So that's why we decided, hey, let's do a KCMH tour. So we want to tour our listening area. So we're going to start here in Mountain Home with a golf tournament. And it's August 20th. It's the weekend before the one you just heard about. And so it's going to be at Twin Lakes Golf Course. And, we're going to go all out. And so we've got some great sponsors for that. And then the following weekend, we're going to go to West Plains. And we're going to do a shooting fundraiser, shooting the clay pigeons, the clays. And we're going to do trap, 5-stand wobble, and sporting clays.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. So if you know what that means, you need to get involved.
Well, they're excited. If they know what it means, they're excited.
Okay. So Ozark Sporting Clays is where that one's going to be at, and it's going to be on the 27th. And so we're really excited about this. And then we're going to do an event in Harrison later, and then also in Marshall. In Marshall, we'll probably be doing a fish fry with the First Assembly there, and we're excited about that. Dates are coming for that. That hasn't been set yet, but most likely be in October. And so we're really excited about touring our area.
Okay.
And
well, let's talk about the golf tournament.
Okay.
And some of the particulars to get these avid golfers all excited about, coming.
All right. Well, this is the first annual, and it is supporting KCMH Christian Radio. So I would hope that that is a valid cause that people want to get behind.
That's a feel-good cause.
I have grown up and grown in the Lord so much through KCMH Radio. Listening to the preachers, I'd go home and tell my wife everything that I heard that day and give her a recap. And so, yes, it's going to be August 20th at Twin Lakes Golf Course. The entry fee is $30 per person. Okay. And we're doing a 2-person scramble. So it's 2-person teams. And we're going to have breakfast. Breakfast is at 7 a.m. That's when registration is. You can go on our website, kcmhradio.org, and register now if you'd like. And we're going to have some donuts donated by Harps. We're then going to have an 8 o'clock shotgun start. What that means is each team starts at a different hole. That way everything moves quickly. And then we're also going to be doing flight cash prizes. So cash prizes for each flight, and that means each category. So the men's category, the women's category, the mixed men and women category. So we'll have cash prizes for those. We're also doing a putting contest. And so I'm excited about that, and we're planning on doing like a 50-50, so however many people play, half of the pot will go to the winner. Okay.
Where do you pick a green and do your putting on the green?
They have a little putting green there at Twin Lakes, and we'll be doing it there, and it'll consist of 2 different putts. And so, and then special event holes, and so I'm really excited about these. We're doing one where it's the closest to the pin, and most tournaments do something like that. We're going to do one that's play it forward, so you can pay $5 and actually get to tee off from a closer spot and have a better chance of
there you go.
doing well. We are going to sell mulligans, so that means if you mess up, you can just redo that one without counting it. So that will be available. You may want to take advantage of that. And then we're also going to have one where if you get on the green, you'll win a sleeve of balls. So everyone that gets on the green, if they choose to play that special event, then pay their $2. If they get on the green, they get a sleeve of balls. So
Good.
pretty cool deal. So
Yeah,
we're trying to have some
different than
fun
the other,
with it.
It's different than the
Yeah.
one the week after. So
and we're having pizza for lunch. Little
Okay.
Caesars is going to be donating pizza. So thank you to Little
There you go.
Caesars. And we're still looking for whole sponsors. We've got our.
now your whole sponsors is not that expensive. Tell us.
It's only $50 for a whole sponsorship.
Okay.
You know, we did our entry fee at less than the cost of a game of golf. So you're not only getting a game of golf, breakfast and lunch, and a chance to win your entry fee back if you win your flight. But you know, but then we have the whole sponsorships at only $50. And if you want to do a corporate sponsorship, which is $125, it includes an entry fee. So if you're planning on playing anyway, you can do a corporate sponsorship. So excited about that. We already have our putting contest sponsors, so that one's taken.
Okay.
Sorry,
That was cool.
but and the course, we have our course sponsors. They actually help pay for the cost of renting the course.
Okay.
And that was Jewel Chest, First Community Bank, and Risk Dental Clinic. So big
Good.
thank you to them because
That's good. Well, it's all that you got to pay for it before you could even consider making money on
That's
thing.
right.
So, good.
And so we're really wanting to get out in the community, have fun with our listeners and with the community, and for a good cause. Make sure that Christian radio is still available for the next generation. And I really believe God's going to do some great things through these events and through the Christian radio.
Yeah.
So
Again, this August the 20th.
August the 20th.
And it starts at 7 breakfast, and then
8 o'clock start.
Shotgun start at 8 o'clock.
That's right. And big thank you to Modern Woodmen. They are doing a matching grant for us.
Oh, okay.
So if we can make $2,500 on this golf tournament profit, they will match it.
Well, good.
They're going to match up to
I was going to say,
$2,500.
let's make more. They'll give more, but that's not the way it works.
That's right. Up to. So I mean, really, your money's doubled when you participate, when you sponsor the event. Your money's doubled. So that's really neat. And up to the $2,500. And of course, KCMH needs donations. Someone may want to write a check for the $50,000 for the complete upgrade.
Sure.
However, we're still going to get out in the community and have some fun because we see value.
Well, this is an additional fundraiser to offset some of the cost. This is not part of the operating. This is to offset some of the things.
This is not for the operating expenses of the station. This is for the upgrade. So I have to say a big thank you to everyone that participated in our share-a-thon in April, because we were able to raise enough money that we can continue. Plus, we have business sponsors that sponsor the station on a monthly basis. That helps underwrite the cost of operating. And so a big thank you to our contributors that contribute faithfully.
We have a good core of dedicated people that believe in what you do.
That's right.
And we encourage people to get out and support this. If you're a golfer,
exciting.
And if you're not a golfer, and if you want to, can they donate to this
Absolutely.
fund if they feel they need to?
We already have a virtual player. So
okay.
a lot of people
Okay.
know Jerry Strobel. I don't think he'll mind me putting his name out there. But he said, he recently lost both his legs. Now he has artificial legs, and he's like, I can't play, but I'm going to enter anyway.
Sure.
So yes, you can be a virtual player. So
That's good.
It's real easy. You can go to kcmhradio.org/fun-shoot or /golf, and you can register for either event.
And if you want more information, the phone number is up there. It's 425-2525.
That's right. You got it.
Yeah. And
got it down.
if you need more information, you just give them a call, and we'll
That's
have their phone
right.
number at the
That's
end of
right.
the show. Write it down and get involved. Thanks, Jesse.
All right. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it, sir.
Yeah,
and
it's
we'll
good to be
talk
here.
about they've got another event coming up.
Yep.
This fun shoot.
The fun shoot.
And it's coming up in West Plains. We'll talk about that in
Clay
2 weeks
shooting.
when we come back.
That's
probably.
right.
And then we'll talk about the other events
That's right.
because we
and if
like
they
what
can't
you guys
wait,
do.
just go to kcmhradio.org and you
All
can
right.
get a heads up on it.
Okay, good deal.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
thank
Jesse.
you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Up next, we have, let's see, Ashley Cavanis. And Crystal's with her. Didn't get her full name during the break. We'll be talking to them. They're with Anytime Fitness, and they have a Salvation Army 5K fun run. We'll be talking all about that in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. You're watching K26 and XL7 TV 726 in Mountain Home. Stay with us.